Back with you at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, apologies for those timing and scoring issues as Justin Shoup throws an incredibly heavy block on Nick Simpson with still 65 laps remaining. Drivers being incredibly careless out there. It's going to cost somebody one of their playoff chances. Dakota Long and Ryan Terrien, some awful restarts there, but now they have to bump draft their way back to the front. Nicky Simpson sits just ahead of Ryan Pasocco. There are the points coming into this round. Huggins leading, but he's highlighted in green. He's locked in. Prince not locked in, but mathematically has a great chance to make it through. Sean Anderson not locked in. Anderson currently running in 7th. Cody Johnson, the Homestead winner. He's through to the next round. All the drivers on top of that red line safe. Everybody below the red line out. Come next week. That means Brian Tagg, Justin Shoup, Lucas Reed, and Matt Croakey. And for those first 3 drivers, 9th, 10th, and 11th, they're no more than 10 points away from the playoffs. Look at Pasocco just scything, swimming across that racetrack, trying to get a move. He opens up the door by scrubbing off so much speed. Sean Anderson in that 13, now behind the 91 of Shoup. Pasocco down to 3rd, and he's about to lose the spot to Nick Simpson. These guys have got to think about the speed they're scrubbing off in these corners. If they can get single file at the front, they can leave that secondary pack wasted. Anderson on the outside now has help from Pasocco, and that looks like it's going to be the 0-8 of Cody Johnson, the Homestead winner. Now pushing the 0-2 of Pasocco up the inside. Ryan Pasocco not content with riding around. He must lead, but he has no support. Again, drivers making moves with no forethought, no foresight. And now look at Pasocco outside the top 4 and continuing to dwindle. Meanwhile, Sean Anderson has support from Cody Johnson. Colin Hefner sitting in 3rd. Michael Bennett in 4th. Single file top 6. Cody Johnson in that 0-8. Oh, I was going to say he's taking his time, just waiting patiently behind Anderson. Not sure if the 13 got loose, but the 0-8 now has big help from the 48 as Ryan Pasocco runs out of racetrack, smacks the wall in turn number 3. To the line, the Homestead winner, Cody Johnson, leads his first laps of the day. Racing Rick cheering on his boy Justin Shoup in that 91 Coors Chevy, saying, stay with the one that brought you to the front. The 91 has help from the 9. Single file in that secondary pack, and while they're running 2 and 3 wide up the front, it looks like these guys, they want more cars to race with. They're inviting that pack behind him to catch up with this 2 wide racing, and the single file formations behind them is what's going to get them all caught up. Perrin Huggins leading Ryan Terrien in this secondary pack. Anderson at the front for now, but will they be disciplined enough to get single file? Anderson comfortably at the front. Justin Shoup can't make a move for the lead. Pasoko has now invited Perrin Huggins and the rest to catch them back up. 56 laps remain from iRacing's Atlanta. Coming back around out of that second corner, here come the leaders again. Cody Johnson just barely has control. Colin Hefner right up his rear trumpet, the driver of the 48, giving plenty of room to the 08, letting him decide where he wants to go. Hefner drafting beautifully, staying patient behind that 08, and watch these two at the front stay strong against any defense that might come against them. The 91 of Justin Shoup trying to go on the offense on the outside. Cody McFadden behind him. The 48 stays tucked into cart number 8. On board now with Colton Hefner. The now correctly numbered Colton Hefner. We'll go ahead and get that fixed for him. Mike Bennett sitting in third. Shoup trying to use the draft to go around the outside. Cars slamming on that apron hard as they can, trying to get every inch of grip, and Lucas Reed is one of those drivers. Car number 3 now to the inside of Jake Prince in that 9. Out of that second corner. Cars starting to get closer, starting to get dicier. It will be 50 laps to go this time by. Shoup now to the lead on the outside, but how long will he hold on to it? Will he have enough gas to go? Again, drivers last pitting approximately on lap 34, so they'll be able to make it about another 20-ish laps if they go green all the way. The 13 of Anderson now on the inside with big help from Perrin Huggins, who is locked in to the round of 8 with last week's win at the Nashville Super Speedway. Sean Anderson in that 13, just ahead of Perrin Huggins. The 08 of Cody Johnson in that K1 car, third in line on the inside with Colton Hefner in the 48 Caterpillar car, trying to get somewhere. How about Perrin Huggins, who's already locked in, making the risky move, going down to the very, very apron. All 4 tires of that Mobil 1 Ford, trying to get somewhere. Still more than 45 laps remain. How about those two, the 91 and the 64, Justin Shoup, Cody McFadden, getting all over each other. Will they stay stable, though? There's the secondary pack with Ryan Terrien sitting in the 9th position. with Dakota Long right behind him. The 19 of Mike Bennett, he wants a piece too, and Matt Croakey is also there in the 0-2, but he's got 0 draft help. Croakey in the 0-2 is going to have to hook up with Nick Simpson in the 46. They're going to have to get somewhere. And at the front, it looks like calmness prevails. Sean Anderson leading that two-way Ford train at the front. Cody Johnson sitting in third, and Colton Hefner still in that top 5, up 11 places from where he started. He is the race's hardest charger so far. 45 laps remain in Hotlanta. Coming up on lap traffic, that's Ryan Lindemann in the 5-7. There are the points again. Sean Anderson comes into this race third in the standings. Of the drivers who are not locked in, he is second. 6 markers behind Jacob Prince, who's not locked in. That blue number 9 car at the back of this lead pack. The 57 of Lindemann forcing everybody to go high around him, but will it work for this first and secondary pack? Lindemann staying on that bottom lane. Lindemann now getting right in the way of Justin Shoop, and Lindemann looks like he took a little bit of a bump. He's going to use the apron to stay out of the way of everybody else. Lindemann still moving at great speed, though. There he is on the apron, doing the right thing, staying out of the way there. While Anderson continues to lead, there's Brian Tagg, who makes contact with the wall. What's going to happen with the Busch Apple car? The 99. Will he stay out of the way? Will he be a moving chicane for these leaders? '99 is going to stay on the inside line. The leaders are going to have to make their way around him, and do. Sean Anderson still leads. Justin Shoop just went green, 29.99. He puts in his personal best, almost loses control of his car, and gets into Colton Hefner, the driver of the 48, having to go on the high side, and Shoop looks like he might have just gotten impatient with the 99. Justin Shoop putting his car at great risk if he doesn't let off the throttle a little bit. Again, not content to ride around with 40-plus laps to go. Shoop forcing the issue. And how about Anderson getting into the wall with Perrin Huggins behind him? Driver of the 4 will let off the throttle. Single file. Top 6. Further on back, Luke Reed drafting with Jake Prince, 8th and 7th respectively. Mike Bennett sitting in 9th, and Ryan Pasocco rounding out that top 10. Matt Croakey in the 0-2 following car number 2. Nick Simpson at the back of all of this. Ryan Lindemann 2 laps off the pace. Ryan Terrian down the backstretch by his lonesome, the last car on the lead lap. Been a couple yellows and some technical difficulties if you've just tuned in, but nothing that we can't fix. Nothing that we haven't fixed. And thank you so much for tuning in. It is the cutoff race in the round of 8. Car number 13. Sean Anderson still leading, and I think he's led the most consecutive laps in this race today. Well done to him. Huggins sitting in second. He won't force that issue there. 68 laps complete in Hotlanta. Justin Shoop now looking to the outside of Cody McFadden, trying to force something on the high side, as is Dakota Long. Jake Prince on the inside. Car number 8 slots ahead of him as Matt Croakey darts up to the wall. Opens the door for Lucas Reed and Ryan Lindemann to get to his inside. Justin Shoup still behind Sean Anderson, who went absolutely nowhere, and that's going to put Perrin Huggins in position number 1. Johnson happy to ride around in that second spot. The top 6 separated by 0.6 of a second. Justin Shoup will also have to ride around and just wait, although he tries to get around Sean Anderson. And now Brian Tagg will catch on to Justin Shoup. Shoup gets around the 13 of Anderson. Now will he try and force the issue around Cody McFadden? Everybody here just content to ride around. Shoup could be the black sheep in this equation, but it hasn't paid off for him yet. Still more than 30 laps remaining for Justin Shoup. Patience will pay off. Jake Prince running in 10th behind Dakota Long. Well, now 9th and 8th, respectively, as Ryan Pasocco goes on the outside and just leaves the door wide open to be overtaken. There goes 11th. And there goes, well, Matt Croakey trying to take 11th and put Pasocco in 12th. And at the front, these guys now strategizing. They've got about 5 to 10 more laps before they have to come in. Everybody staying glued to that inside line. The 0.8 of Cody Johnson all over the back end of Huggins. Will the bump drafting still be strong on these drivers in laps? The 0.8 of Johnson looked like he was going for a move there. He thought different. Prince now working on the 8 of Long. Prince on the outside, now trying to go somewhere. Maybe following Long, just trying to stay in his draft and save fuel. Michael Bennett, Ryan Pasocco, Nick Simpson are in. Here comes Sean Anderson, Cody McFadden, Perrin Huggins comes in way too hot. Justin Shoup will be in. Now the rest of these drivers are going to try to come down pit road. Hopefully without damage. That's going to leave Lucas Reed out on the racetrack, moving at a very slow pace. Reed must have spun and missed his pit stall completely. Huggins now finally comes to a halt. Cody Johnson comes to a halt. There's Dakota Long still moving through. What a disaster for so many of these drivers. Have a look. This is coming into the pits. Huggins checks up. Cody Johnson barely makes it through. Everybody has to just check up. Kind of squeal the tires there. Jacob Prince makes it through without much trouble. Now Lucas Reed finally gets to come down pit road. Justin Shoup at the front of this one, leading Colton Hefner by 1 1/3 seconds. The drivers now have enough fuel to go the distance. If it goes green from here, they will not pit again. That jumble in pit road really spread these guys out. Jake Prince now uses that to move up to third. Cody McFadden is in fourth. How about Sean Anderson in the fifth position with Cody Johnson behind him and the aggressive Perrin Huggins sitting in seventh. Dakota Long with no draft help. He's further away from Huggins than he is Bennett and Croakey. If the 19 and the 02 can get hooked up nose to tail, they'll get close up to Dakota Long and they'll make it a three-way train moving up to the front. But will they have enough time to do it? It's going to be 27 laps to go when Justin Shoup crosses the line. The pride of Bealton, Virginia, leading in the Coors Banquet Chevrolet. Colton Hefner running in that second position, the part-timer. Hefner nowhere near these playoff points. He sits 28th out of 33 drivers. Colton Hefner with an average finish of 16th. And an average start of 20th. Given his part-time schedule, for Colton to be running in the second position is sensational. Justin Shoup has now extended his lead to 1.5 seconds over Colton Hefner, but it will not last. As soon as they get hooked up, they're going to run him down, but they must stay single file if they intend on catching the leader. Prince on the outside with help from McFadden. This is not a leader catching formation. This is exactly what Justin Shoup wants to see. 3 wide for the fourth position, while it's a 2-car tandem at the front, but those two have gotten hooked up. Shoup with no draft has lost 0.4 of a second. Justin Shoup now letting them catch up to him. Shoup looks like he let off the gas intentionally, trying to jumble them up behind them. He was slow down that front straight. Maybe he just got loose off that fourth corner, but now he's got no speed, no momentum after daring second through sixth to come up to him. Shoup with no draft, friends. He will lose first, second, and third in 2 corners time. New leader, Sean Anderson. And it's just 23 laps to go this time by. Again, the drivers have enough fuel to go the distance. Matt Croakey through 10th, Perrin Huggins in 7th. These 4 cars now lined up nose to tail are 2, almost 3 seconds behind Jacob Prince. But if this front pack can stay single file, they can outlast the 4 behind them. These are the points coming into this race. Again, they are not live points. Everybody finishing below that red line at the end of tonight's race is out of the ENEA playoffs. Croakey goes purple, 29.77, fastest lap of the race for Matt Croakey. Ryan Lindemann and Ryan Terrien being a bit of a nuisance for this top 5 as the 13 of Anderson gets really loose and wiggly out of turn 4. Justin Shoup now coming up high out of that fourth corner, running that low line. Anderson at the front. The 08 of Cody Johnson in the second position. Colton Hefner in third. It is a Ford, Chevy, Toyota trio coming to 20 laps to go. Johnson goes green, 29.99, fastest lap of the race for him. Ryan Terrien also sets a personal best, a green lap of 29.84. Lindemann, no draft. Croakey, Bennett, Long, Huggins, 6th through 9th. now trying to catch up to Ryan Lindemann. 1-9 at the line, and it's 18 laps to go next time by. Win and you're in, but even second would be good enough for Sean Anderson. Third, fourth, fifth, all of those positions good enough for Sean Anderson, who leads this race. But will he be content just making it to that next round? Jacob Prince not locked in. All the drivers not highlighted in green, not locked into the next round of the playoffs. Their future uncertain. Michael Bennett goes purple. 29.75, fastest lap of the race. And coming to 17 laps to go, Sean Anderson will lead the most laps today. But when will Cody Johnson go for the win? Johnson won 2 weeks ago at Homestead. Is he satiated? Is that enough for him just to win his way into the next round of the playoffs? Third in line, Colton Hefner. Part-time schedule, an average finish of 16th for all his efforts. Here he is running in third. Cody McFadden, also not locked into the next round, but tied for fifth in the points with Dakota Long. He would be in as the points stand. Justin Shoup sitting in 10th. He's only 2 spots behind Ryan Lindemann in 8th, a total of 8 points. Given where Shoup finds himself in 5th and Lindemann finds himself in 15th, he would more than make up those 8 points. As he runs, Justin Shoup is into the next round of the playoffs. 15 laps to go from Atlanta, and the temperature starts to rise. Terrian goes green, 29.81. 14 to go this time by. Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins now paired up. But will they have enough time? Lucky number 13 laps is all that remains, and they're still 2.3 seconds behind Justin Shoup. Of course, a late race caution will throw a wrench into all of those plans. Here's Lucas Reed to the inside of Shoup. Drivers must be careful now. If they want to settle this amongst themselves, they've got to be patient to ensure it goes green to the end. A caution now will only mean more calamity for the end of this race. Anderson leads, Johnson in second, Hefner in third. It is still Ford, Chevy, Toyota, your top 3. Reed to the outside, Terrian goes to his inside, and that's the pass for 12th. The 6 and the 3 car racing for position. 2.3 the gap between 5th and 6th. Ten laps to go this time. The bump drafting gets just a bit heavier now. 1-0 to go. It will be 9 at the line. Perrin Huggins has a smell of the draft just ahead. Justin Shoup needs to be worried. He needs to get in a single line formation. He is inviting the rest of that pack to join him. They will catch him in no time. More contact there from Terrien. And the lack of cooperation could cost Justin Shoup a trip to the next round. If he does get caught up and passed out of these playoff positions, Shoup can only look at himself. Anderson leads. Still, Johnson starting to tease the move just a little bit. He's going to look left. He's going to look right. Just try and see some daylight beneath that Atlanta sunshine. 7 laps to go. Next time by, and the top 4 have broken out by themselves. Justin Shoup falling off the pace. Perrin Huggins smells blood in the water. Six laps left. Five to go this time by at Hotlanta. Sean Anderson will lead every lap, but will he lead the last one? The draft starting to get a bit more tense. Drivers starting to lose a little bit more patience. Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins have broken through, but will they get the draft to Justin Shoup, who's rejoined this pack at the back? 4 to go, and it's back to a 2-second gap between the leaders and the rest. There goes Johnson looking to the inside. Colton Hefner with 2, 3, 4 tires all on the apron. Hefner spinning. Hefner saves it. Glove save by Colton Hefner, and he gets out of the way of the leaders. That is a heads-up move right there. Shout out Colton Hefner, keeping this race green. Hefner's in the wall now, but he's still keeping it off the racetrack. Colton may just limp it to pit road. 2 to go. Next time by. Long, getting desperate. You can smell it now. 3 miles remain. Enough fuel to make it. That will not be an issue. Dakota Long trying to push his friend Perrin Huggins just a bit further forward. They will collect the white flag. It's a race no matter what. 1.5 miles to go in round number 18. It's been a thrill so far, and despite the challenges we had when we started, it's going to be a barn burner all the way to the end. Cody Johnson backs the corner up, and he looks for the move on Sean Anderson. Anderson now must play defense. 2 more corners to go. Here goes Anderson. He now has to defend. Johnson has the speed around the outside. It'll be a drag race to the line. 0-8 versus 1-3. Coming to that line, it is Cody Johnson. Cody Johnson. They tied to the 100th, and there is the gap. Cody Johnson just beats Sean Anderson to the line. Was it 2 1,000ths of a second, the gap between them? Cody Johnson beats Sean Anderson to the line officially. Take a look at those numbers in the bottom right-hand corner. It is a tie. They tied to the 1,000th of a second. Run that back. Run that back one more time. They tied to the 1/1000th of a second. White flag. All right, now watch this. We're going to slow it down when they get to the line. Unofficially, it is a tie to 1/1000th of a second. Slow it down. Slow it down. Let's take a look at Anderson here. And let's run that one back. If we can run that one back here. Let's bring this in just a bit of a wider angle if we could. And slow this down. They will tie to 1/1000th of a second. Look at Justin Shoop up the inside. And one more time. And that's it. Again, take a look at the numbers on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. They tied to 1/1000th of a second. And unofficially, Cody Johnson scored as the race winner. So we're going to start this out. Cody Johnson and Sean Anderson will be joining us on the top step of the podium. Justin Shoop with the bronze medal, fans. Don't go anywhere. We have a tie for the win. Down to 1/1000th of a second. We'll be back in just a moment. On the podium now after one of the most thrilling races I've ever seen. One of the most thrilling finishes. Let's start with our third place finisher, Justin Shoop. Justin, great race tonight. At some points, it looked like you almost lost control of the race car, but you have that bronze medal in round 18. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That was a hard-fought race for sure. I think it's the hardest I've been sweating at the end. It was just a tough battle. You know, I knew at the end those last bit there that the five guys around me, McFadden didn't really have a dancing partner, and the top three were working together, so I knew it was going to be a battle to get around them. But some of the cars we ran up on, wanted to race me pretty hard, and which rightfully so. They were under the cut line, and they were trying to race me, but I almost lost the pack because of it. Thank God I didn't. And I felt good. I feel like I had a real good car all night, and just put myself in the right spots. Good pit entry. Just didn't pan out, man. You got to have dancing partners at the end of these things.
Well, you're going to dance for some more races. Unofficially, you are into the next round of the playoffs by 4 points. We'll see you in a week's time at Pocono. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Second place, second or first, I have no idea. Again, unofficially, that race ending in a tie between Sean Anderson and Cody Johnson. We'll start with Sean Anderson. Brilliant race, Sean. You led the most laps tonight, and when the white flag flew, what was your strategy to win?
Strategy was just try to stay in front of Cody. It was tough. I knew he was going to help me all the way to the end, and the last lap we agreed it was going to be whoever could do the best there, and it was super close. I've never seen a finish that close before, but congrats to him. That was a fun race, and glad he got the win.
Cody Johnson, you tied to the 1/1000th of a second with your last lap being 8/100ths quicker than Sean Anderson. How did you make that move to get to his side and tie him to the checkered flag?
I have no idea. Honestly, I didn't, with nobody behind me, when I pulled up to the side, I didn't think that it was going to work. I thought that he would ease away from me as I reached out to get air and get to his corner, but somehow or another it worked. And that was fun. I don't know of anybody else that I'd prefer to race side by side with other than Sean. Like I said, we talked about it, and we were going to stay hooked up to the end. And we had our buddy Hefner in there with us, and I think he got on the apron with a few laps to go, and it kind of pushed him out and up and back a little bit. But that was fun. That was like I said. Congrats to Sean. It showed me as a tie on iRacing, and they can sort it out how they want. So I don't necessarily think that Sean lost that race. I think that was fun. I enjoyed it, and like I said, nobody else that I'd rather run side by side with than Sean. That was fun. We ran each other clean and like we always do, and like I said, it was exciting. I enjoyed it.
Staying hooked up ended up keeping you guys at the front for that thrilling finish. Congratulations on that dual first place. We'll see you guys at Pocono in a week.
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all.
Fans at home, another ENEA chapter successfully in the books, and the racing continues later this week. The ARC's Race of Champions takes it to the Glen, where the run for $200 continues. It's the semi-final Thursday night at Watkins Glen right here on Rick James TV, 8:30 Eastern. And until that next race, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all